Lafayette hasn't missed a bowl game since 2017, and they're at 2-6 South Alabama on Saturday. LRN.
KSYL.
I've gotten feedback about the things I said last Thursday, about there being no global internet kill switch. I stand by my statements. Still, these are scary times, so listen up. I'm Kim Commando for ExpressVPN. Every time you go online, your provider tracks you. Protect your privacy and get 4 extra months at expressvpn.com/Kim. The internet was designed with no centralized control. It cannot be completely shut down, but terrorists or even human mistakes could cause widespread temporary outages. So what would you do? Phones won't work, so no calls, unless you still have a dial-up landline. All gas pumps operate with point-of-sale software. So do the ATMs. And the grocery store cash registers, which keep no cash at all, also need to be online. What could you do? The answer is not much, except this. Keep a small supply of bottled water, fresh batteries, and a flashlight. Keep the car gas half full, and make friends with a local ham radio operator. They always get through. Get my free newsletter at getkim.com. Remember the good old days of the internet, a place where you could truly feel free without snoops or spies watching every move? Unfortunately, now we go online knowing we're being tracked. Our internet service providers can see our entire browsing history, and in the United States, they're legally allowed to sell this information. Who knows what they'll do with it? That's why I use ExpressVPN. It's a virtual private network that reroutes 100% of my online activity through secure encrypted servers, shielding it from the prying eyes of my service provider and other third parties. ExpressVPN hides my internet address, the number identifying me online, so I can't be tracked. My online activity is actually mine again. Imagine that. It's so easy to use that your entire family can figure it out with just one tap. And it works on all your devices, phones, tablets, TVs, desktops, up to 8 devices at once. Let's return to the good old days of online privacy and freedom. Use my special link to get 4 extra months of ExpressVPN for free at expressvpn.com/Kim. That's expressvpn.com/Kim.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Well, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I like the good Tuesdays around here on KSYL because it means I get to be on the radio along with Stephen Maxwell. Good morning, Stephen. How are you, sir?
Good morning. How's it going?
Man, it is going good. It was a beautiful morning this morning as I worked to log into our online streaming so that, folks, oops, wrong button there, so that folks can see both of us here in the on the online stream. You can see it at facebook.com/KSYL or on our YouTube channel. And you can see us look goofy when we're talking, not just sounding goofy. Okay. It says the browser has blocked my mic and camera. Why you do that?
Well, we'll figure it out, I guess, because it's freaking out my computer, too. We're having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah.
Well, you can, if you're on the stream, you can still listen.
That's a good thing. I heard that yesterday, too.
Yeah.
Y'all had a little glitch until the first commercial. So, and then my headphones are like blowing me out of the water over here. So I almost like it loud. So nevertheless,
hard of hearing.
Nathan, yeah, well, but I'm older than him, so I can't say anything.
Well, age affects us differently.
No doubt. Well, you had a busy day yesterday. I saw you at least once in person over at the North Rapides Business and Industry Alliance, and that kind of prompts one of our interviews today is Mike Francis, the Public Service Commissioner, who was the guest at RAPC, has reached out to us and desires to be to call in and talk to people about what's going on in his district and around the state. So we look forward to having him join us at 8:30. At 8 o'clock, we'll have Dr. Paul Carell with the Louisiana State University at Alexandria. And someone made an interesting comment. I think it was Representative Johnson made the comment yesterday that every time he calls Dr. Carell or he speaks with him on the phone, he asks what the population is, what the enrollment is. And he said 15 minutes when they hang up, he asks him what the new number is because he knows it's increased in those 15 minutes. Great success over at LSUA. And we'll be talking with him at 8 o'clock.
Well, I was wondering if they're going to change the numbers on that billboard on Jackson Street.
Yeah.
It keeps going up.
Yeah, and it's not a digital billboard there, is it? Or is it?
I think so.
Okay, if it's on the digital one, they can do that easily.
The one by Poppy Seafood or whatever they call it.
Okay, well, good deal.
Old Rosie Joe's. Shoot, what is it?
I forget. But then also at 7:45 or ish, we'll be having Wilbert Carmouche from the Free State of Avoyelles, who will come in and talk to us about all things happening in Avoyelles Parish, courtesy of the Avoyelles Parish Chamber, Visitors and Convention Bureau, I believe is who it is. So we look forward to having Wilbert Carmouche join us with Avoyelles Commission of Tourism around 7:40-ish, 7:45. So going to be a good show today. Between now and then, though, it's all your calls on the BOM Talk Line, 318-442-8255. Big
You
news.
barely have to hear his talk today.
Yeah, really.
Lucky you.
You guys call in and you won't have to hear us talk nearly as much. That'd be great. Big news happening tomorrow. The on-ramps and exit ramps from the expressway onto 165 will be opening, and all traffic will transition to the outside lanes effective tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And that should really help all of those retailers there who've reached out to you, Stephen, about the slowness of their traffic, because they should now have easy access to get into those businesses. And Al Quartermont will have his easy way to come to work back open.
He'll be able to wake up even later than he does.
Al, enjoy your snoozing tomorrow. So hit the snooze button one more time.
Another big story, not to change the subject. If you haven't heard of Hurricane Melissa, it's about to demolish Jamaica. And I think that might be an understatement.
Those reports are horrific, what they're saying, and the potential to wipe out basically all infrastructure.
I know Nick and Tom have been keeping on top of it. I have my buddy in Shreveport, Matt, he's a meteorologist there. He goes, they clocked at like 245, 244 wind gusts yesterday.
That's stunning. That is absolutely stunning.
And you can go to my page, and I think I shared it on the KSYL page. I talked with someone from Alexandria last night. They're stuck in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
They were down there for a wedding. They thought they're okay. They're going to get out over the weekend. That's when their flight was scheduled. And they said they closed down the airports early. So the lady I talked to, along with around a couple dozen people, are stuck there. They went back to their resort. When they got there, they're like, you have to pay in 15 minutes or you're out, which is like $170 a day for one person. So her and another person that are in the same room. So it's like $350, $340 a day. You know, not everyone's just got that kind of money. That would strap me. Well, if you had to stay there for God knows how long.
I'd be looking for credit cards.
Yeah, and so they were stuck there, and you just don't know about the infrastructure. I mean, Jamaica's not is the third world country an appropriate term?
I'm sure that's a proper term.
And so they're stuck there, and you feel bad for the people that live there too. But they're nervous. She's got 3 kids back home here in the area. She's about to start a psychiatric nurse practitioner school in 2 weeks.
You know, that I got to double check. That may be this. We have a prayer request in our church group for a young lady who's down there, and I heard them saying a psychiatric nurse practitioner. So I think it must be the same person. And she's a very dear friend of one of our church members. And so, yeah, there's a lot of prayer for a lot of folks down there. And what's bad is there's nothing we can do right now until the storm gets past.
And I was like, when are you expecting to get out? Like, optimistically, she goes, we're hoping maybe Friday. And I was like, I hope. You know, I mean, I hope the airport's still there. Like, it's that bad of a storm. Cat 5. I mean, have you seen, if you look at the radar, the storm's bigger than the island is Jamaica.
It's huge.
And so, you know, we're thinking of them, trying to stay in contact with them. I'm sure cell service is going to be pretty much non-existent by the time the storm rolls through, which is any moment now, if not already. So I just feel so bad for them. I had an interview with her. And I'm just now back on iPhone. This is first world problems, but I forgot you can't record audio on a FaceTime. So I had this whole interview, and she was talking to me about it, so I don't have it anymore. But anyway, you know, that doesn't really matter compared to what they're going through, and just hope the best for them. It's so sad.
Well, and I'm looking, I'm reading the church prayer request from yesterday, and it said, please pray for a young lady who's like a daughter to me. And it's the exact same person, stuck in Jamaica with friends, feeling hopeless and helpless, trying to remain faithful. So, you know, and it's not just that one individual. Anybody who's there, those who had the ability to get away have gotten away, but there's hundreds of thousands, if not millions, still there.
Well, think about, some people are on there commenting, they're being kind of rude, like, you had a chance to get out. You didn't have to go. We understand that, but we've lived in Louisiana for how long? We know how hurricanes move, how they act odd at times, or just it's so up in the air. I'm assuming that they spent all this money for this wedding.
Right.
And leaving early, or even leaving a little later, could cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars, or be out hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And I'm thinking, look, we're going to get out in time. They're not going to close down the airports 4 days in advance, 3 days in advance.
Right.
And they did.
Exactly.
So I see both sides.
I got to tell you, though, this morning, and, in doing show prep, I'm looking at different stories and different comments about different things. And I got to the point where I'm almost like, I just don't want to read the comments anymore because people are just not kind.
I do it just to make sure no one's cussing. I can't even keep up with it half the time.
Yeah.
There are people fighting on that comment section. But what are you going to do?
Come on, folks. Really, do we have to be that?
Like, do we need your criticism 24/7?
Right. Everybody's a critic. Everybody's got, should have done it this way. I'm like, well, I wish you would go do the job, really. And there's a great, man, I'm going to have to find it, the Gladiator in the arena poem that was out a little while back that kind of spoke to the guy who's actually doing the work. The man in the arena is what it's called. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man in the arena whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who knows the great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows the end, in the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who have never known neither victory nor defeat. You know who said that? Your favorite, Teddy Roosevelt.
Well, he's the man. I might have that quote down there on my poster.
I mean, that's just such a...
Yeah, take a risk.
I think about him when I think about the folks, and I'm not pointing fingers because I have sat in the fans and said, oh, you should have done this, or we should have done that, you should have, but we just got to moderate ourselves. We got to pull back if we're going to be more constructive.
I don't know, there's this, the usual characters who comment something controversial, every single thing that's done by one of the local news sites. It's not cool. You're not edgy.
Yeah.
You're not even saying anything worthwhile.
Well, and people tune you out after a while. They see your name and they know what you're going to say. And so I've gotten to where I don't post as much as I used to. I really don't comment very much at all. It feels like a self-defeating process in some ways, but I'm so grateful for you.
Well, that's how I make my money. So I'm doing it.
Right. No, and I keep up with Central Louisiana. You got a call, notice kind of late about the demolition of the Scroggs building there on Main Street and Shamrock. That came down in a day. I drove that way drive that way coming into KSYL.
Well, you should have took me a picture.
Well, it was dark, of course.
I got the flashlight out. Okay. You can skip your Circle K coffee.
Actually, I went to Sonic today. Look at here.
What'd you get, a soda?
No, I always get yes, I did. This is a Diet Coke, but my daughter wanted Sonic for breakfast before school. I said, well, if you're ready to go early enough, we'll go. And so I took her, and what I like there is the breakfast burrito.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah.
Diet Coke in the morning, though, doesn't really get me up and going.
Well, it's got a little bit of caffeine in it, so.
I can't drink carbonation.
Really?
Yeah, I have
upset you?
Such bad acid reflux. Just destroys me.
My goodness. Well, back after this segment with more from Stephen Maxwell's health update.
My GI tract, tell you how it's doing.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. PayPal has reached a deal to embed its digital wallet inside of ChatGPT. Hundreds of millions of folks already use the artificial intelligence tool to find products. The new type will mean PayPal provides the payment technology to turn those searches into actual purchases. Checking on your money. Stocks finished the day at an all-time high yesterday. The S&P 500 soared 1.2%. This morning, futures are starting to see gains. Meta is launching disappearing posts for its Threads social media app. The company says the idea is to encourage more people to share unfiltered thoughts without fear they'll exist forever on a user's profile. Ghost posts, as they're called, will show up alongside regular ones in the main feed, but will vanish after 24 hours. And it's apparently much easier to graduate from Harvard than it is to get in. According to a report by Harvard's Office of Undergraduate Education, around 60% of grades given in undergraduate programs are A's. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
Did you know you could be missing out on some of the coolest events in town? With the Rapides Parish Library's easy online calendar, you get instant access to workshops, painting classes, book clubs, and more, right from your phone or computer. Just click, search, sign up, and show up. Unlock a world of learning, events, fun, and online access, all with your RPL library card. Visit rpl.org and get connected today.
Good morning. Partly cloudy skies to start us out on this Tuesday. Thunderstorms roll in this afternoon. An 80% chance to see strong gusty winds and even some small hail possible. Afternoon highs near 82. Could see a shower or two this evening, 49 the overnight low. And then back to partly cloudy skies, windy tomorrow with the highs only 63. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
It's Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
Will there be or won't there be a data center in Rapides Parish? That's the question that some people are asking. And Mike Francis yesterday seemed to hint that there are big things coming for Central Louisiana. So we're going to ask him that at the 8:30 hour when he calls in. So that's coming up at 8:30. Public Service Commissioner Mike Francis. 8 o'clock, we're going to have Dr. Paul Carell actually at the 8:05 after the news. We're looking forward to that. And then Wilbert Carmouche coming up from the Commission of Tourism, of Oil's Commission of Tourism. He'll be walking in any minute now. We're expecting him to, he just kind of makes himself at home. And we like Wilbert. So
Wilbert's the man. Going back to the data center, we have plenty of time to talk about it. You know, I talked to Dr. Lauren Scott, well-known economist in Louisiana, a couple of weeks ago. And this makes me a bad journalist sometimes, but I have so many things I forget. We were talking about that possible data center. It was very vague, very nebulous at that point. I've heard it from him. I've heard it from others. I've heard it from Mike Francis now. And so we'll have maybe a little report today or tomorrow, trying to dive into that. We're going to get some sort of data center, and if you don't know what that is, we're talking about something like the one in Richland Parish, the Meta data center for AI.
But I guarantee you,
of electricity sucking
and water usage. I guarantee if you post it, and that's the comments are going to be, no, they're just taking advantage of us, and that's the last thing we need. And there's nobody here to work those jobs. But at the same time, if they bring it in and there's hundreds of high-paying data jobs, people will move here for that as well, in addition to the people who already live here and have those jobs.
It's a tough thing because, you know, and I'm sure in your field of work where maybe not as much on the council, but other things where they're trying to bring in industry. Let's exclude the carbon capture stuff for now. But there's always that criticism of, you know, they're taking advantage of us. We don't have this, we don't have that. But we're always begging for something to come here, right? It's just this weird battle you have to fight all the time. And I get both
trying to balance it. It's tough. What kinds of clean jobs can you bring, that were you looking for and bring them in? By the way, speaking of bringing something in, England Air Park has announced they say it will not be a scary press conference. It'll be good news. It'll be big news. They're having a press conference 10 o'clock on Friday. You heard them say that yesterday at the North Rapides Business and Industry Alliance. Representative Johnson kind of pressed them a little bit to try to get a hint, and they would give no hints. But there is a hint on their Facebook page where the graphic is buckle up. Something big is landing October 31st. Well, I don't think we need to be a rocket scientist to think that it could be a new airline coming to AX.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I mean, when you have the buckle up and something big landing, so that would be exciting. Don't know if that means United is coming back, which is what I know they've worked on for quite some time, or a new airline coming in. We need more airline options from AEX, and I hope that works out. So I've got it on my calendar. I'm going to try to get out there for the press conference Friday at 10, but if I can't get out there, I'm going to watch it on Stephen Maxwell.
I was going to say I'll be there. Also, you know what we do need?
What's that?
This would be perfect in Shreveport at the airport there. They had a deal with Allegiant. They would have direct flights for like 4 months in the summer from Shreveport to Destin or Shreveport to Orlando. And it was like $100.
Oh my goodness.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, we
That would
used
be
to
a
have
stick.
those flights to Memphis when Northwest was here, and
I don't want to go to Memphis. I want to go to the
no, I
beach.
understand that, but my grandchildren are half an hour from Memphis, so I want to go to Memphis.
Oh, well, that really worked out for you then.
Well, I never got to take it though. They didn't.
Oh.
They just moved there this last year after Northwest was purchased by Delta and consolidated, and that flight went away.
Also, big announcement today,
Mhm.
apparently. At 2 o'clock, the Louisiana Central, along with the port,
Oh yeah,
they're having a news conference about a major expansion happening.
Yeah.
And it'll be good. We don't know exactly what it is at this point, but
they teased
but
that
it was
yesterday as
but
well.
it was good.
Mhm. So that should be some big news. And are you going to be there for that?
I'll
announcement?
be there. I'll
Where-
barely
where's-
make it on time.
Where's that one at?
The port,
Oh, at the port itself.
Central Louisiana Port or whatever.
Well, we'll be curious to see what they're planning to bring in. I would love to see anything new come in.
Well, I think it's an expansion, which
Okay.
is good. One of the companies out there. I'm trying to look up the news release again. I want to say something inaccurate or say something I'm not supposed to say.
Yeah, I'm on their Facebook page, and I see their road show that they just did up in Natchitoches Parish, but I don't see the.
I got it here. 1 second.
You got it. Well, we'll let you bring it up. By the way, 318-442-8255. Of course,
Okay, I
the
got
BOM talk line, and Steve's got the information on that.
Central Louisiana Regional Port, 2 p.m. today. Distran Package Solutions.
Huh?
So something to do with them. Good stuff. Not the data center.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and again, the data center, I actually had one of our listeners message me last week wanting to know if I thought a data center was coming. They were hearing rumors, and I just said, I haven't heard. There are just rumors out there, but there's nothing that I know concrete. I do, I also have to recognize there are times I hear things that I can't say, and this is not one of those times. I haven't heard anything that I can't say. So that would be worse. If I had heard something I can't say, I wouldn't have brought it up to
Sure.
begin with.
So what do you know?
Yeah, I know nothing. I'm Sergeant Schultz.
Yeah, I know nothing.
Did you ever watch Hogan's Heroes?
Mhm.
That was one of my favorite shows.
Didn't watch them all, but I've seen a few
No, it was good stuff.
with my father.
They say, interestingly, the guy that played Colonel Klink was a Jew who he's got some history of. It's really weird. It's one of the reasons he wanted to play the part, to make them look stupid, to make the Germans look.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, big news coming up this afternoon. It's good to see all that river traffic, even though from time to time it will disrupt the bridge there, the Jackson Street Gillis Long Bridge, as it's officially known. I've had to stop a few times. It's kind of funny. One time I was stopped, and I thought, I'm going to go around. So you do the U-turn. I'm in Pineville, go down Jones Street, cut around behind Zion Hill so I can get on the expressway, and then I'm going downtown, and I come across downtown, and that traffic's already made it across the bridge. I'm like, I didn't even have to do all that craziness.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
All right, well, look, we're going to take a break. Wilbert Carmouche is going to join us right after this break with great news from the Free State of Avoyelles and the Avoyelles Commission of Tourism. Back with more on Talkback right after this.
KSYL. 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talkback.
And the fastest break in KSYL history.
Are we on?
We're back.
Okay.
Well,
Wilbert, we can just throw you on in here if you want. If you want to go on that
pull
microphone.
that microphone over there to you, Wilbert. Wilbert Carmouche from Travel of Oils is with us, and we're glad to have him here this morning. Wilbert, what is happening over in Avoyelles Parish? Is there anything going on this month?
No, not at all.
It's always quiet over there.
It's the time to lay on the couch and eat bonbons.
I'm sure if they're over there, they're pretty good though.
You got it.
Bonbons.
And you know where to get them too.
That's right, yeah.
Exactly. Thanks to that great story on Bunkie. I was watching it. I was out of town.
Oh yeah, Griffins. Yeah.
Griffins. And
I wanna
that
go
was
so
really
bad.
a great story that you had.
Well, thank you. They're awesome over there. I mean, they got some great stuff. There's plenty more to do in Bunkie too. We had the hamburger shop.
Yes. Bernice's, and then on the other end you have that great pizza shop. And
I've heard about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
So a lot of opportunity for you to be there. And
Well, maybe November 3rd, since I'm there, we can just go ahead and shoot another one.
Absolutely, I'm
That'd be
ready.
fun. All right.
Well,
You pick the spot.
I'll find you another hidden treasure.
We need it in Marksville, though, or Mansura this time. Okay.
We can make that happen.
There's something there, I'm sure.
Exactly. Well, we may work on a story about the upcoming statue of Solomon.
Oh, we do have to do that.
Now that the plaza's built, and,
I also wanted to
just
do a
waiting.
faith tour you were talking about too. Y'all need to work on that. That'd be fun.
That we've got, so a lot of great opportunity.
We were trying to figure out, Nathan, that if the Pope was related to somebody in Avoyelles. Any update on that?
We're trying.
All right.
We're still trying, but I can even go to maybe that's one of the things we need to do is go
hunt down his cousin.
Go look at the little gems that we have that we're basing some of this on.
Okay, that'd be fun. Let's do it.
Great.
All right, so that's a very curious story about the Pope having a connection to Avoyelles Parish. I hope that pans out.
We're trying.
So let's talk about other things that are happening in Avoyelles. I know you got some different things happening.
Along with all of the Halloween events, because I didn't even bring those, because that's a whole other page of events.
That's right.
So go to our Facebook page, Travel Avoyelles. We have them all listed there, at least those that were sent to us. We have them all listed there for safe trick-or-treating or trunk-or-treating events. Remember when I was a kid many years ago, there was just door-to-door trick-or-treating.
Not anymore.
That was not this trunk-or-treating. There was not organized trick-or-treating. You just went.
Well, I was kind of confused because we got invited to the LSUA trunk or treat, which was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really know what a trunk or treat was because we didn't do that when I was a kid. But it's not as like mischievous, but it's very convenient.
Correct.
Kind of fits our lifestyle, I guess. But you just go around from booth to booth and just easy pickings.
Yep. We did one at our church this past Sunday. Of course, I was not able to be there, but that's what it is. And just we just turned the whole parking lot into this safe zone. The cars with the trunks all parked at roadside, so then the kids could run on the inside, and
that's a good idea.
And then we fed them hot dogs too, and fed mom and dad hot dogs as well. So it's a family event.
Well, if it was one of them Protestant churches, it would have been a fall festival trunk or treat.
Absolutely,
that's right.
Absolutely, everybody's getting on, and it's perfect. It's perfect time for family opportunities to get out there and just enjoy themselves in a safe environment.
It is. Good idea.
So continuing on, we have November 1st, we have Bingo in Bunkie. Then on November 7th, we have Frank Foster in concert at Paragon Casino Resort. In the middle of that, we slip in Art in the Rafters, which is the membership drive for the Avoyelles Arts Council, and we know how much they do for Avoyelles Parish. And that is 6 o'clock at Bailey's on the Square on November 6th. So come on there, and they're doing living portraits. Stephen, you should come and do one of those.
What does that mean?
Where
you
blurred lines. So you walk in with a picture frame in front of you, and you're painted or you're masked up as.
That's a good idea. The only reason I know what that is kind of embarrassing, is because of Gilmore Girls. They had a whole episode on that. Fantastic.
So
I love that show.
I never put you as a Gilmore Girls.
It's a great show. Fantastic.
My wife likes it, but
that's usually who I affiliate with.
I always say I'm in touch with my feminine side, but I've missed that one for some reason.
Well, it's not. It's funny.
Okay.
I don't think it's too girly.
Okay.
Come on now.
Sorry, we hijacked the Travel Avoyelles section. Let's
living portraits. They're awesome.
You're planting ideas into my head. So because we've got, in fact, Shy Tyler is going to be one of our.
Oh, is she?
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yes. So
she's way more fun than me and Nathan. So
no doubt.
Y'all are all cool. Y'all will all be a draw. So consider coming. I'll get your frame ready.
Okay, cool.
Frank Foster in concert, Paragon on November 7th, and then of course we have our Veterans Day events that throughout the parish that we're going to have. Fifth Ward on November 8th at 9 o'clock. We have Mooraville on November 9th at 2. Paragon Casino Resort, November 11th at 10. Cottonport, November 11th at 6. And Barlownville, November 11th at 11. So a lot of opportunity parish-wide to come there and pay tribute and just tell our veterans, hey, we appreciate you.
Mm-hmm. So important to do.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. We have Open Hands fundraiser at the Mooraville Fire Station. That's on November 8th at 9:30 to noon. They're the foundation that does a fundraiser once a year. And throughout the course of the year, that helping people that are, just in need, down on their luck. And it's a vetted process. You make an application, and then they review, and then what they're going to do is they don't dole out cash. They will pay a bill for you.
Okay.
So it's
very nice.
It's all very, very well done. Christmas on the Island, November 15th at the Fifth Ward Community Center. That starts at 9. And when you come into that, bring your dollar bill, because the KC Council will be doing their Tootsie Roll drive and picking up dollars to help our special needs projects that we have in the community. Mm-hmm. So for $1, you'll get a Tootsie Roll.
Nice.
It's not a bad deal.
My daughter calls her Grandpa Tootsie.
How about that?
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
For $1?
That depends if it's a mini or a regular pop.
Okay.
Because we give those away as our promotional items, since we're the Centre de la Louisiane, and that's how we.
That's a good idea.
We hand those with that little tag. How many licks does it take you to get to how long will it take you to get to the
That
center?
is so smart.
It is, yeah.
You remember the owl commercial when we were kids? How many licks? And nobody ever knew because he always bit it. He never licked
it. So we changed it into how many licks is how long will it take?
Yeah, that's so smart. That's good. Good marketing.
Boots and Blues, Paragon Casino Resort on November 15th. 7:30, and they always open the doors an hour ahead of time. Tickets at ParagonCasinoResort.com. And then on November 21st and 22nd, big weekend over at Paragon Casino Resort. We have the Marksville Chamber of Commerce, who is doing their annual Christmas extravaganza. Doors open at 8 o'clock for the early shoppers. At the same time, we have Cruisin' Southern Style 25, which is going to do their classic car show. So it's always a great event for a little something for everyone. For those who want to shop, they can do that. So whoever wants to go see the cars, they can do that. And then I think it's a barbecue event also at the RV park. Holiday Market on November 29th at the Hesmer Gymnasium. And also that evening, you can come back to Paragon's Alligator Feeding Show. And then, of course, we put Thanksgiving in the middle of all of this.
Right in the middle.
It's the greatest holiday.
It's a pause. You give your thanks. And we have to remember that we have so much to be thankful for.
Well, people who say there's nothing to do don't know Wilbert Carmouche.
They haven't been to our website, or they haven't been to our Facebook page, Travel Balls. They say there's nothing to do. And then, when they say that, I like your segue. It's like I can say, come talk to me. I'll tell you the reasons and what there is to do.
That's right.
I always say, if you have nothing to do in Sinai, you ain't trying hard enough.
Absolutely. You're not looking.
You ain't looking hard enough.
You ain't looking. I like that.
Very good. Wilbert Carmouche from Travel of Oils, and great to have you in. You always bring joy, life, levity, and laughter. So thank you for being here.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure.
All right, y'all. We'll be back with more right after this.
Thank you.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
Dentures. You can't live with them, and you definitely can't live without them. But what if we told you there's a better way? Today's Dental in Pineville is here to revolutionize your smile. Say goodbye to old-fashioned adhesives and endless appointments. They've made getting implants incredibly simple and affordable for everyone. Picture this: in-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled, certified nurse anesthetist, making the procedure low anxiety and stress-free. And the best part? Their multiple finance options make implants truly affordable. Don't wait. If you're ready to replace those old-timey dentures with permanent implants, call Today's Dental on Highway 28 East in Pineville at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility owned by Dr. Jonas Gauthier. That's 448-4540. Your perfect smile is just a call away. Today's Dental, because you deserve the best.
Hi, I'm Rhett with Entergy Louisiana, and I'm a customer too. I'm proud to say that our rates are 33% below the national average. Every day, our team is focused on keeping costs lower for you. We take affordability personally because this is our home too. So we work harder and smarter to fight rising costs while also improving reliability for years to come. This isn't just my job, it's a commitment to my community. Together, we power life. Entergy.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talkback.
Wilbert Carmouche with Visit or Travel of Oils, I should say. You can find them on Facebook.com/Visit of Oils, but just type in Travel of Oils, it'll take you there. And man, he's just always got something. He has really helped all of us discover what's happening right next door.
Oh, that's who I go to when I want to know what's going on in of Oils or a cool shoot to go to. We already have some planned next week.
You know, you think about it, Bunkie, what's happened, that little town, once sleepy little Bunkie, and it's having this renaissance, right? Revival.
Cute little downtown. I love it. So,
and I think that one family has really invested a lot in that community that has the sign company and so many other things. And you love that. You see people taking pride in a community and make, you know, that's happening up in Dry Prong, Bonita Armour with the Fit B22 Fit and the Rue 22, and I still haven't been by there to eat. I went by one day. It was 10:30 in the morning. They didn't open until 11. So
dude, it's legitimately awesome.
Worth a travel.
I completely was shocked.
Wow.
Was not expecting it. I mean, she would just show me one thing after the other. You know, you go to the CrossFit gym. I love CrossFit, so it was pretty cool. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And they have like the auditorium. The pizza shop is top notch. I mean, the building is fantastic. The pizza is some of the best I've had. Not joking. And then there's like this virtual reality room, video game room, meeting space, so much stuff. It's unbelievable. I'm not joking.
And it's 20 minutes away.
They completely undersell it.
That's amazing. I mean, it's just as close as Woodworth or Boyce. I mean, really, it's just right there.
Maybe a little farther than Woodworth. Like, well, for you, maybe
from me,
not.
yeah, where I'm at, Bible. So
Woodworth is I could throw a rock and hit it.
You could, yeah. You know, is it nice to have Mayor David Butler from Woodworth at the North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance yesterday? And Representative Johnson gave him the opportunity to share, and he shared, and he shared, and he shared. Because
he's got a lot to talk about.
He's proud of Woodworth, and justifiably so.
They got a bunch of homes being built in that area. I know he's really pumped about that, and hopefully we'll talk with him more about it, like over 100.
That's amazing.
It's insane. So,
well, he's been mayor for over 40 years. And he's taken them again from a sleepy little whatever. I was talking with Councilwoman Lisa Amon, the mayor pro tem. She was at the meeting also afterwards. And everybody makes the jokes about Woodworth. And she was like, do you know what the average speed of a ticket is when somebody's speeding in Woodworth? I said, no, I really don't have any idea. She said 16 miles an hour. That's the average speed.
Over the speed limit.
Over the, yeah, not miles per hour, sorry. They're going 16 over. So, you know, the old days of, you know, you're fearful of being written for going 37 to 35. She said, those days are long past. She said, yeah, there were days that we really were super, but now we're really after the serious speeders. And it's going to take a long time for Woodworth to ever get rid of that.
You get the reputation, you get it, right? I mean, the whole 165 is like that.
Yeah.
And my family we live down 165 about an hour from here. Yeah. So I've driven it a million times. That is the only town between Oakdale and Alexandria that I have not gotten a ticket in.
No way.
Because I know.
Because you know, that's right. Well, Oberlin has gotten some of my money. Vinton has gotten some of my money.
I was going to say Vinton or Fenton?
Fenton's, yeah.
Yeah, Fenton down 165.
Sorry,
yeah, they'll get you.
Yeah.
They're significantly worse than Woodworth.
All right, so welcome to the Speed Traps of America segment here, brought to you by Vroom Vroom.
So Woodworth, you say sleepy little town. It's still, I like the term sleepy little town. That attracts me, but it's a nice sleepy little town.
It really is.
Like it's everything looks nice, clean for the most part.
Oh, the street signage, the sidewalks. I mean, it's clean.
It makes a difference.
Really
and we always hear people like, why are we spending money on infrastructure projects or this when we have these other problems? Perception helps a lot. That's my opinion. I think it could help us out significantly.
We say don't judge a book by the cover because we judge books by their cover. And so...
And there's a lot of heat for Mayor Roy's project down the Masonic corridor and the money that's going to be spent.
Right.
I get it. A lot of money. But if we don't change the perception around here, what are we doing? Let's do something. Yeah, I would like to see just the aesthetics of Central Louisiana get better and better. It'll make a huge difference. Sure. I could be wrong.
Well,
but I think it could.
I'm a huge advocate for Pineville, what Jorge Rocha is doing on downtown.
Look how much it's revitalized that area.
Main Street,
like it looks nice.
All right, we got a call. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning. You want to talk back with Stephen and Nathan?
I like Mayor Butler's approach to law enforcement, though. Take care of the small stuff. The big stuff will take care of itself.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard an old saying years ago, if you watch the nickels, pennies and nickels, the dimes and quarters will take it. Yeah, same idea. So you're absolutely spot on.
Well, I've never been mad at, Woodworth for giving out tickets because I probably deserved it. Like every ticket I've gotten, I'm like, yeah, well, you got me.
Listen, I've told Al this before, and I live on a small blacktop road. Speed limit's 35. Ain't seen 35 lately. If I see 55, 60, or maybe even better, that's not uncommon. And I understand the sheriff's department can't do much about it. They got bigger fish to fry. But you know what? I got a feeling some of those vehicles may have drugs in them.
Wow.
That's just me.
Well, interestingly, Mayor Pro Tem Lisa Amon yesterday was commenting that on the road that she lives on, which I think is Indian Creek Road, she said there was somebody that they got a ticket doing 90-something miles an hour in a 35-mile-an-hour speed zone. So
I believe it.
People are they will disrespect, and it takes a strong response to change that narrative.
What is she, like a city councilwoman?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have 5 city council members, but every city council, as far as I know in the state, I say that. That's not true. Every city council under the Lawson Act, which is about 250, 270, have mayor pro tems. Yeah. Mayors pro tem, I should say it properly, to serve in the event that the mayor's incapacitated, out of state, traveling, anything like that, vacancy in office. And that's what she serves as.
Well, I wish they'd come. They wouldn't have to come here. They could come once a month and set up for an hour between 8, 9 o'clock, or 7:30 and 8:30, and write a ticket or two. And you know what? That would solve the problem, because then the word gets out.
Yeah, no, you're right. In my years on the council, many times I get those complaints. I'll request our chief of police to send a patrol. He does. 95% of the tickets that are written to people who live just further in the subdivision. They're right there, but they're just in a hurry to get to their house. And the word spreads fast. Hey, guys, got to slow it down.
Yeah. Anyway, have a blessed week.
Well said. Thank you, sir. Always enjoy your call. Appreciate that. Let's go back to the next line. Good morning. You're on Talkback with Stephen and Nathan.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, the music is playing, so you got about 30 seconds.
Okay, yes. About a month ago, there were 2 state trooper motorcycle cops at Keys Park. I wanted to talk to them and ask them a question, so I pulled over. One of them had already left and stopped somebody, and I stopped. I talked to the other one, and as I was talking to him, a car went by, and he said, "I got to stop this car." So he took off, and there's no probable cause. Looks like there. The car was an old car, but he had to stop it. Now I don't understand.
You've been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting. AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The National Hurricane Center says the eye of Category 5 Hurricane Melissa, with up to 175-mile-an-hour winds, is approaching western Jamaica right now.
We just came to have a good time, and now we're kind of stuck here.
That tourist from St. Louis had expected something else when she booked her vacation. When the hurricane makes landfall in a few hours, it'll be the strongest to hit the island since record-keeping began 174 years ago. Melissa could create storm surge of up to 13 feet. Correspondent Jason Allen is in Kingston.
The gullies, the storm drains down below are not in good condition in some places. We already saw water backing up in some of the streets and neighborhoods yesterday. If that 20 or 30 inches of rain materializes, that's where a lot of people are concerned.
3 deaths in Jamaica are already blamed on the hurricane. President Trump sealed a business deal in Tokyo today. CBS's Linda Kenyon.
After meeting with Japan's new prime minister, the president promoted an estimated $490 billion in Japanese investment as part of a new trade deal.
We very much appreciate the trade. We're going to do tremendous trade together, I think, more than ever before.
Adding he looks forward to welcoming Japanese businesses and investment into the United States, including deals for military equipment and American cars and trucks.
Texas Attorney General has just filed a lawsuit against the makers of Tylenol. He claims Johnson & Johnson hid the risks of the drug on brain development in children. It echoes President Trump's as yet unproven claim that using the pain reliever during pregnancy can cause autism. Microsoft's co-founder Bill Gates seems to be shifting his stance on climate change.
Gates has spent billions raising awareness about the dangers of climate change.
You've got to start work now to avoid those terrible consequences much later.
But in a new memo, Gates says the doomsday outlook is putting too much focus on near-term emissions goals rather than improving life in our warming world. He says climate change will not lead to humanity's demise, and people will be able to live and thrive in most places on Earth for the foreseeable future. Gates has recently been focused on helping the poor in developing countries. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
What's left when you're the guy who hit a walk-off homer in the 18th inning to power your team to victory in Game 3 of the World Series? Just ask the Dodgers' Freddie Freeman.
I don't think we're physically tired. I think you're just mentally tired because you're in it every pitch, and every pitch means something in the World Series and in the playoffs. So I think we're all emotionally and mentally drained.
LA beat Toronto 6-5 to take a 2-1 lead in the series. Game 4 is tonight in LA. This is CBS News.
Brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Not only does Progressive let you bundle your insurance, they also give you round-the-clock protection. Quote today at Progressive.com.
Maybe this is you too. People are enormously frustrated with the cost of healthcare right now. There is an option. Hundreds of thousands of people have gone with MediShare. They like it more, and they're saving a lot of money. Perfect time for you to join, too. Apply before October 31st, and they will waive your application fee. That's $100 you'll be saving right off the bat, in addition to the thousands you can save every year. Call them now. Here's the number, 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. MediShare is a community of Christians who've shared more than $9 billion in medical bills. It has worked beautifully for decades. And with so many people re-examining their options right now, seeing premiums going up and up, this is a great time to take advantage of this offer. Just tell them the promo code SHARE and save $100 before October 31st. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Colleen Crane. Julie Emerson joins the race for a Louisiana Senate seat. ULM political science professor Pearson Cross says usually entering the race at this relatively late stage might work against Emerson and her ability to raise enough money to mount a serious challenge. However,
money in terms of TV ads, which is where most of that money goes, has become less important, as we've seen in recent years, with people who were at a disadvantage fundraising getting the lock on social media and other media.
Governor Landry was reportedly in those meetings where the decision to fire Brian Kelly as LSU's head football coach was made. Publisher of LawPolitics.com, Jeremy Alford, says Landry injecting himself into LSU football business has been par for the course. Last season, over the objections of university and veterinary experts, Landry arranged to have a live tiger brought onto the football field.
This is a guy who loves football, he loves LSU, and he's in a position to be able to have a hand in all of this, and I don't think he would miss that opportunity.
LRN.
This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter with the clinics. We provide primary, family, and chronic care along with gastroenterology, podiatry, with on-site lab and x-ray services. I'm pleased to welcome family physician Dr. Noah Miller to our team. We are currently accepting new patients and same-day appointments are available. If you're admitted into the hospital, our doctors will see you there as well. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The clinic's on North Bolton, 445-9823, and online at theclinics.us.
Good morning. Partly cloudy skies to start us out on this Tuesday. Thunderstorms roll in this afternoon. An 80% chance with some strong gusty winds and even some small hail possible. Afternoon highs near 82. Could see a shower or two this evening, 49 the overnight low. And then back to partly cloudy skies, windy tomorrow with the highs only 63. From the Zenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Welcome back to Talk Back. It's the segment we've been looking forward to with Dr. Paul Carell of LSUA. We're going to start our stopwatch now. We're going to ask you for the number of enrollees at 8:06, and then at 8:26, we'll ask you for the updated
like Mike
number.
Johnson.
That's where I got the idea from. Dr. Harrell, thank you for being with us today to talk about LSUA. There's some good things happening out there on the campus.
Yeah, it's really an amazing success story that we're very, very proud of for Central Louisiana and our students and our community. They have a census day where you kind of say what the enrollment is for the fall, and that was back in September. That was 7,684. Well, this week we surpassed 8,000.
Amazing.
And this is not the official number. The census day is official, but we are at 8,000 students, and it continues to grow during the fall because we have a couple of semesters, that people can enroll. So students are coming, and they really like the degrees we're offering because they're the careers that are relevant to Central Louisiana. And we're going to continue to look at offering new opportunities for careers. As I've said before on this program, keep students here. Louisiana has had a really critical challenge of keeping students. Texas seems to be where they migrate to. Well, we're changing that. And we want them to stay here and get our population to reverse and to go back to being stable and growing for our economy. One of the things that's really exciting right now, if you've been by LSUA, we're building apartments right now. They're moving dirt. They're getting ready to pour the slab. And we're going to have 350 more beds for students to live on campus. They want the full experience. And we ran out of places for students to stay in our housing. So we were able to have a public-private partnership with a local developer. And they're building these on LSU property. The golf course has been closed. But it's going to be exciting to see what we can do once these apartments are built and the retail support that we can put there to kind of build a community of a campus.
Is there shops out there and everything?
Yeah. We have restaurants that are approaching us now. They want to come. Coffee shop companies that want to come. And y'all just, be watching what's going on because we call it our Campus Edge. We call it the Campus Edge Project. And we're going to develop something that's going to attract people to the southern part of Alexandria as well, because those amenities are going to be serving the communities, not just the students. But we're very excited. So if you haven't been down there, you can see that construction going on. It's a big, big project, over $30 million investment there. The other exciting news I have is this week they're advertising for bids for a $43 million downtown health education campus. Y'all are familiar. We've talked about it on this program, but now it's real. We're advertising for bids. We're going to open bids December 10th. So that'll be about a 30-day, 45-day period where contractors will be able to evaluate the project and submit bids. We have about $43 million committed to this project. It's going to be a major development in downtown Alexandria, but it's going to make LSUA much more of a focus for health education with the shortages in nursing and allied health. It's so crucial to our hospitals and to the nursing homes and the support we need for healthcare. And it's pretty exciting, but it's something that's critically needed.
No doubt.
And we're going to double the number of students in healthcare and nursing and graduates as well. That's the goal.
Well, here's a number that should impress people. 100% job placement for students in allied health, nursing, and education. Where else can you get that kind of guarantee?
Absolutely.
If you get a degree from LSUA, it's so well respected, you will have a job.
Right, and our students are passing the NCLEX, which is the certification that you're prepared to be a nurse. We've had 100% pass rate in the past. So the students are well trained, they have good work ethic, and the hospitals just say you're not producing enough of them. And we want to address that.
Well, and as I serve on the board at Rapides, I know the nursing shortage is immense, and they'll gobble up every nurse you produce, plus some. We're hiring international nurses now to meet that shortage. But I see this as you guys broaden that pipeline. It's going to make such a difference for the quality of care and access. It's going to open up new floors and new rooms, and so it's really, really positive thing that y'all are doing. And having it right there in downtown, I mean, even more visible to your efforts.
Right, and curbside appeal is very important to attracting and recruiting students. There's no other way around it. When they go on a campus, is the grass cut? Is it clean? Is there any trash on the ground? Are the buildings painted? Are they maintained? And we really have done a good job of that on our main campus, but this is going to be a brand new campus, so I think it's going to help attract students that may not be looking at healthcare as a career.
So help us out with the location. Is this right next to the A.C. Buchanan building?
Yes, it's in that same city block.
Okay.
We own most of the block, and then Rapides, as you know, donated the A.C. Buchanan and the land that it was on to us, so we have the whole block now. Plus, across the street, the state has a parking lot they're not using, so it's really going to be good for our parking.
So where's the A.C. Buchanan, for those who don't know?
On Jackson Street, just up from the Hickson Brothers.
Okay.
Right.
No, it's further downtown. I'm sorry.
It's right across from the Plasma Center there.
Oh, okay. Telecruz. Okay, cool.
Right. And it's a green space now. The A.C. Buchanan's there, but the other part's a green space.
Okay.
It's going to be a 4-story building. You're talking about 77,000 square feet. And there's going to be a really bright, lighted LSUA sign when you're coming down I-49. And I think that's going to help us also attract a lot of attention in terms of people coming through.
How many stories is the A.C. Buchanan building?
It's 2.
It's just 2. So we basically double the size. And another addition to the skyline that folks will enjoy.
It will. And, Mayor Roy is pretty excited about what we're doing, no doubt. And that's why he committed some funding for it from the city. But the legislature has been a big support base for us as well. And they hear the same complaints that we all hear about the shortage of nurses. By far, I say 8 of the 10 things that I hear you need to do at LSUA, it's related to healthcare training. And when I came back in 2019 as chancellor, it was even worse than when I was here the first time, in 2013 and 14 as interim chancellor. And we sat down and said, we got to do something about this, because you can't just snap your fingers and say, here's more nurses. You got to train them, and they got to be enrolled, and they got to, pass the courses and graduate. And so this opening of BIZ December 10th, I'll be back on the radio show to tell you how that works. We're hoping and praying that it's within budget and we can go to construction immediately, hopefully, first part of 2026.
That's great. That will be huge news. There's another stat on your website. It says 24-3 student to faculty ratio. Now, if my math is right and I can reduce fractions, that's an 8-to-1 ratio. That's pretty amazing personal attention that students can get.
Yeah, and y'all have heard me say this on this program. We hired 100 people in the last 18 months, and that is to keep that ratio. It's not like we're just keeping the same people and tripling their workload. We're adding people to the workforce to maintain the quality of our education so that students are getting the same quality education they got that attracted them there in the first place.
Dr. Krell, do you realize the hoopla that would be made for a new business that came into the community that with 100 jobs? It would be shouted. I mean, Chamber of Commerce and the city would be just shouting for the rooftops. We got a new business with 100 new jobs.
Exactly. And, that wasn't a news conference and it wasn't celebrated, but it just happened. And then everybody says, whoa, well, that sounds pretty exciting. You're exactly right. We would have probably the governor coming and wanting to celebrate with us.
That's right.
But we're very, very proud of that. But it shows the growth. We have the revenue to do that, but we also have the demand that we need those employees and those faculty members and staff members. And then the growth, with the housing and in downtown, our university is becoming an economic engine as well as an educational engine.
Well, and every business downtown is going to benefit, every shop, every restaurant, they're all going to see increased foot traffic because of that.
Well, what I'm hearing is we need apartments and housing in downtown Alexandria, which would be wonderful. What they did in Baton Rouge, they got a lot of downtown residents that live right there in the city. And it would be really wonderful to have that in Alexandria, where you have some lofts and some retail and some restaurants and some coffee shops and a university. And then you got CLTCC, which is right there. So you have that educational hub. You got a healthcare hub. And Alexandria becomes the heartbeat of central Louisiana like it always has been.
Stephen, that'd be a great news story ideas to find out, are there any zoning issues preventing residences from being constructed in commercial zone properties.
Would be a good one. Yeah, I know they were talking about that at the Bentley like 12 years ago.
I'd like to hear from Mike Jenkins what's happening there. If that's still options.
I'd love to live downtown.
I mean, in New York City, you have a lot of places, or many cities, where people will buy a building, they'll live upstairs and run their shop downstairs, and it's not uncommon. So maybe that can become a reality.
Yeah, I think there will be need for housing with the growth we're having there. We'll have over 1,200 students. And then, like I said, CLTCC is right there, just a couple of blocks away.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's great.
Big deal.
Well, there's more good things happening at LSUA. What's next on your list?
Well, the thing I wanted to mention to y'all, we're currently, as you said, 100 jobs we need to celebrate. We're currently on a blitz to help our community recognize the immense success we've had, because LSUA is your university. It belongs to the people of Central Louisiana. We just happen to have the blessing of being a steward of that university. But I want to make sure that people celebrate the success we've had. So now we're in the middle of a blitz to ask our businesses and our homeowners to put signs in their yards or in their businesses saying, "We love LSUA," with a picture of Tank, which is our mascot. And
I've seen them around town.
I go in
those signs, yeah.
I go in college towns and I see flags and signs, and I'm saying, let's make Alexandria a college town that celebrates the success of its university.
100%.
Yeah.
So where can we get those signs?
Well, we're going to be at Spirits tomorrow afternoon, 4:30 to 6:30, free of charge. You can come pick up a sign and the metal rack you need to put it up. And this is the kicker. Spirits will give you a 10% discount if you show them the sign.
Oh, great.
So if you want to have a night out, you'll be able to go in the restaurant and get a discount. But we're going to have staff and students there tomorrow at 4:30 to 6:30 at Spirits. And you can get your sign and proudly display it in your yard or in your business. I saw that Lawrence had it up at the Dodge dealership in Toyota. He's got about 30 of them. Nice. And, as far as you can see, also at GMC. But we need to be proud of this. I mean, I know I'm chancellor, and you're saying, well, you're chancellor, you're promoting yourself. I'm not. I'm promoting this community.
That's right.
And the university that is here to serve this community. And we want to be a servant leader university for this community. And, I support LCU and CLTCC and Northwest. All of them are important.
Right.
But right now, my responsibility, I get paid to support LSUA and make sure we do the best we can. And I'll tell you, we work hard to do what we do. We really do. It's a lot of work. A lot of people see these posts on Facebook. Man, look how much fun they have. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of work that goes into making all that happen. And we're very, very fortunate to have the support we have, the legislative support, the governor's office support, and the businesses have come through. We have $8 million in not state fund match for this downtown health education campus. $8 million.
My goodness.
Most universities don't come with any match, and they get all the money they need. We come with a match because we want to show our communities behind us, and the skin in the game is there. And the hospitals have been wonderful, and the businesses as well. So we're very, very fortunate to have the support we have. Without that support, we couldn't be successful.
Well, if you can't run with a big dog, stay on the porch, they say, and LSUA is the big dog. And we got the big dog himself right here, Dr. Paul Carell in the studio. We need to take a little break. When we come back, we want to talk about some more, maybe talk about the LSU president search, and maybe even talk a little basketball or some other sports that are happening around LSUA. Back with more with Dr. Paul Carell right after this.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
Central Louisiana has what it takes. Strong workforce, perfect location, and a legacy of getting things done. That's why Beaver Lake Renewable Energy is producing clean fuel in Pineville, investing $2.5 billion, bringing 1,100 construction jobs, 600 permanent jobs, and millions in local tax revenue. Made here, powered by us. Visit BeaverLakeEnergy.com and see how we're putting Central Louisiana back on the map.
When advanced cancer care is close by, you can get a potentially life-saving screening.
without having to miss playtime. You can get treatments and checkups and still get home for dinner. And when that care comes from Christus Health, you can rest easy, knowing you'll be treated with genuine compassion. And that we'll be with you every step of the way. Your health, your life, our purpose. Christus Health.
For 200 years, Louisiana has developed, enjoyed, and benefited from sugarcane production. Sugarcane has enhanced the lives of millions statewide, and it's those same people who make this amazing industry number one. Log on, learn more at lacane.org.
Tiger Rag Magazine subscribers are LSU fans in the know. Tiger Rag Magazine gives you exclusive stories, beautiful pictures, and behind-the-scenes insights. Subscribe today and be in the know at TigerRag.com.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
Welcome back to Talk Back with the big dog, Dr. Paul Carell for LSUA. And we were possibly talking about sports. I see the girls basketball have a game Friday night, I believe, in Dallas or Fort Worth or something.
Right.
So they're getting started already.
Yeah, and we were talking about Cashy Nat.
Yeah.
You know, he went over to Division I at Sam Houston, and he's starting off and going in quite a bit. And I saw he scored quite a few points. Cash is a really great young man, and he's doing really well in Sam Houston State. But our basketball program with Coach Jackson has really, really advanced, not only in the quality of the players we're getting, but also in the discipline in the classroom. I was talking about that a few minutes ago. Our basketball players on the front row in the classroom, and they're passing, and they have the highest GPA in the entire conference. Grade point average.
Yeah, that can't be shouted enough. That's a huge astonishment.
It's a huge accomplishment, and it's something we're very, very proud of because, you know, most of these young men are going to have to get a job. They're not going to be in athletics. So getting a degree is crucial to their future and their career. So we really give a shout out to Coach Jackson and Billy Perkins. I mean, they both are really good coaches, and our soccer team's doing very, very well as well. And, you know, tennis has been amazing on the national level, and baseball and softball as well. Athletics keeps the spirit of our campus really alive. And my wife and I are big fans of basketball. We go to some of the other sports as well. But Arlene is just, my wife's name is Arlene. She loves basketball, and she stomps and screams and hollers. And typically, I kind of migrate away from her by the time the game starts.
Y'all think he's kidding.
No, it's true. I mean, you've seen her.
Yes, sir. She is fun to watch. She is passionate.
Oh, yeah. No holding back. No holding back. And the referees start looking, and I start leaving.
You don't want a technical foul on the chancellor.
That's the chancellor's wife. You know, yeah, it is. Who is that woman?
I don't know. I've never seen her in my life.
Where did she come from? It's amazing.
Oh, my gosh.
But the excitement of
I'm
basketball.
assuming season tickets are available?
I bought mine last week.
There you go.
You know, a lot of people say, oh, chance you get them free. No. I support that program. We buy 2 season tickets.
What a man.
Yeah, we excited to go, and I'm going to try to go see Cashy. He's supposed to play up at Louisiana Tech.
Oh.
You know, they're in the same conference.
Yeah.
And we're gonna caravan and go up there and watch him and cheer him on.
That would be great. LSUAGenerals.com. You can get your season tickets.
Absolutely.
Your game tickets there.
Absolutely. And they're for sale right now.
So, you know, the big buzzword in industry and everywhere is AI.
Right.
And you guys are doing some very inventive things with AI.
2 things I want to mention. One is a lot of businesses are asking us, how can we implement artificial intelligence in our small business and benefit from it in terms of advancing our sales or reducing the amount of employees we may have or whatever it may be, or making more efficient. And so we're going to have, in March 20th, and we're doing the planning for the speakers now, we're going to have an AI symposium that we're going to invite anybody in the community. And it's going to focus on business development as well as educational opportunities for K through 12. So many people are going to be asked, to come and benefit from this, to have the career readiness they need or the business advancements they needed to stay up with the technical leadership that's needed in AI. We're offering degrees now in AI and also minors. And the efficiency you can get with artificial intelligence is amazing to me. I mean, I'm using it as chancellor. In many cases, I use it to help in summarizing, notes that I take at a meeting, or I'm even writing a good letter. I mean, ChatGPT is amazing in terms of improving the writing skills. Now, you got to worry about cheating in college or even high school. So we're really having to put in those roadblocks for that and protect the integrity of the university. But we got to embrace it.
The thing is, though, the smarter you are, the better AI will help you.
Absolutely.
So if you give it good prompts and you think through your stuff, if you're lazy, it will show.
It'll show.
Yeah.
And the quality won't be there.
So the cream is still going to rise to the crop as people are using it.
Exactly. And we're going to show them the tools they can use in their businesses and in their day-to-day lives.
So that's in March?
March 20th.
So you'll be talking to us about it.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come back and we'll go into much more detail about it. The other thing I wanted to mention is we just came out with a new website at LSUA. We've been working on this thing for over a year. And we'd love for everybody to take advantage. It's www.lsua.edu. It's much more streamlined. It's much more easy to navigate. A lot less pages of things that are not useful to anyone. And we'd love people to take the opportunity to look at that website. And if they're considering, they have kids in high school, or if they're adults that are working that are considering coming back to school, go to the website. It's really streamlined for people looking to come to LSUA and to study and get a degree.
Absolutely. Great website. It also has a link to the LSUA Foundation website, lsuafoundation.org, which is where people in the community can get plugged in.
Philanthropic work, yes, sir.
Yeah, so important. Let me ask you, we've only got a minute or two left. Will Dr. Paul Carell be the next president of LSUA?
No, I'm going to stay in Alexandria.
Okay.
And you laugh, and people have...
No, I'm grateful to hear that, because I'll be honest, I personally think you'd be a phenomenal candidate there, and it'd be our loss.
Well, I'm very honored to be chancellor at LSU Alexandria, I'll be honest with you. And I'm on the search committee. They've asked me to be part of the search committee. We are interviewing 4 candidates tomorrow. It's an all-day meeting. And then we're going to submit 3 names to the LSU board, and we may have a president by next week.
Wow. That would be great.
Right. So when I come back next time, we may be able to name the new president. But it's been interesting to be on the search committee. It's an honor. I'm the only chancellor on it. So I've gotten to really get to know some of the other leadership around the state. And LSU is important to the entire state. The footprint of Alexandria, Shreveport, Eunice, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, it's very, very important to the state. And I'm proud to be part of it. And I'm proud to be able to say that LSU Alexandria is leading the state in enrollment right now for students that want a career here in Louisiana.
Well, it shows the recognition to select you out of all the potential people to serve on that board. They recognize you know what success looks like, and you're going to help them find a successful candidate.
And we're also getting a new university in the LSU system.
Oh, really?
University of New Orleans is coming.
Oh, good.
To the system.
Good.
And I've been invited to be on that transition team.
Wow.
We meet November 5th, and so the LSU system will grow by 1 more university. I think it's going to become LSU New Orleans.
I was wondering if they're going to change the name.
Yeah, right now.
LSU No.
Should be LSU NOLA. Don't do LSU No.
Yeah, LSU No. That's well said.
Yes.
Well said. Dr. Paul Carell, thank you. I'm glad you know how to multitask. So grateful you are here and to update us on the good things happening there at LSUA. It's a joy to be a part of what's happening there and to watch you guys grow. And we personally believe you're a huge reason for that success. Thank you for coming in and sharing.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity, and God bless Alexandria and God bless LSUA.
You heard it, Dr. Paul Carell.
Thank you, sir.
Back after this break with Public Service Commissioner Mike Francis right after this.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. OpenAI has completed a restructuring, solidifying Microsoft as a major shareholder. Microsoft will hold an investment in OpenAI at about $135 billion, according to the companies, which say the new pact will strengthen the partnership and set the stage for long-term success. Some positivity in the air on Wall Street, building on yesterday's record gains as the Fed today kicks off that two-day meeting, widely expected to cut interest rates tomorrow. Amazon, though, cutting 14,000 corporate jobs. UPS revealing it has cut 34,000 jobs. It's also reporting way better than expected quarterly profits. And Paramount Skydance will axe 1,000 jobs tomorrow, with more to come, according to sources. And if it's getting to be review time, listen up. It might be AI writing up your performance review. CEO of Citibank says bosses there are using AI to write employee reviews, especially the first drafts. Denise Pellegrini, Bloomberg Radio.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
Have a Class A or B CDL? Want to drive a local route every day? If you said yes, then you're who we're looking for. Waste Connections of Alexandria, Natchitoches, and Lafayette is hiring drivers with CDL license. You'll get competitive wages, paid vacations, a company stock program, a 401k with company match, medical, dental, vision, life, and disability insurance, and a local route with you at home with your family every night. Apply now at wasteconnections.com/employment. That's wasteconnections.com.
The Greenhouse presents Heroes. Average people don't consider themselves to be heroic, but it's much easier than you think. Just stop by your local animal shelter and rescue one of the prisoners. The animal you save will never consider you just an average person again. In fact, your new pet will love you for the rest of its life, and it will show you that every day. So now you're a hero, and you didn't even have to put on your tights and tape.
Good morning. Partly cloudy skies to start us out on this Tuesday. Thunderstorms roll in this afternoon. An 80% chance to see strong gusty winds and even some small hail possible. Afternoon highs near 82. Could see a shower or two this evening, 49 the overnight low. And then back to partly cloudy skies, windy tomorrow with the highs only 63. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Now back to Talk Back, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
Welcome back to Talk Back on this lovely, Tuesday morning, almost said Thursday, Tuesday morning. We're actually waiting for the call from Mike Francis to call in. Our Public Service Commissioner reached out to us yesterday after he was here at the North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance meeting. And he wanted to just follow up that in-person meeting with that community to be on the radio and talk about what's going on. So we're expecting his phone call any moment. And Stephen has stepped out of the studio for a second. He'll be right back as well. We're just waiting for that call to make its way into us. While we're waiting, everybody's talking about who's going to be the next head coach of LSU. As you know, Brian Kelly is no longer in that seat, and negotiations are underway for his departure. A name that I'm hearing, I'll tell you what name I'm hearing after that. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning. You're on Talkback. Hello there. Is this Commissioner Francis?
You got me. That's right. How you doing, Lance?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
Oh, doing good. Just going down the road in my country Cadillac, my Ford F-150.
I love it. Very good. Well, we appreciate you calling in. We had told folks you were going to be reaching out to us. You were here in town yesterday at the North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance. Did a great job of communicating with all of those present. I think there was a standing room only crowd. Had to bring out some extra tables because people are interested in what you have to say with the Public Service Commission. So thank you for calling in. And let's start out for a second. Tell us a little bit about what the Public Service Commission is and does.
Okay, there were 5 elected officials in the state of Louisiana. Each one has a footprint of so many parishes. I have 17 parishes, 1 million people. And we're elected to 6-year terms. And our main purpose is to regulate monopolies. When you move into a home and call for electricity, you don't have a choice. It's whoever is there in that area. And so we stand between the utility and the customer to make sure they have fair, reasonable rates and service. And when you have a complaint about your cost of electricity, like a lot of people do, they can call us and ask us why. And if you have problems with reliability or being cut off, you can call us, and we'll stand in and talk to the utilities for you. Sometime during this changing world, we have to adjust the rules and operating procedure of how we handle the utilities. We regulate and audit the books on the utilities every year to make sure that they're charging us a fair rate, and we also look at we have different ways of measuring their performance and how they're doing with outages and how many times has electricity gone off at my home, things like that. And that was one thing I pointed out yesterday, that this J.D. Power Association they survey what's the best automobile, what's the best washing machine, what's the best utility service, and CLECO is best in the state of Louisiana in their survey for service. And I know that some people don't think that's true, but that's what the facts are showing. You know?
Well, and that's from an independent, highly regarded entity, J.D. Power. So it's good to have that. You know, it's good to be reminded from time to time. Sometimes an individual can have a bad experience, and my wife and I were talking the other day how the bad experiences run like the speed of light, and good experiences get repeated once. And that's the dilemma that anyone in public service faces, or in public-facing businesses face. So the commission is responsible in some ways for regulating pricing in those monopolies. Is that fair to say?
That's right. So our job is to provide safe, reliable, affordable utilities, whether it be natural gas, some water, some wastewater, and especially electricity is the big ticket item that we handle. That's the largest part of our job responsibility is regulating electricity.
So, and you mentioned yesterday the number of utilities that are under the control, but there are some that are not. For example, are municipal services under the Public Service Commission's oversight?
There are some in Louisiana who are not. Alexandria, for example, the city of Alexandria has their own generation. If you have a problem with your electricity in the city of Alexandria, you need to call the mayor, the city council. City of New Orleans has their own system. City of Lafayette. We regulate probably 90% of the electricity in Louisiana, but there are a few cities that they will actually, some can buy and resell their electricity, so they're not under our authority.
We're talking with Public Service Commissioner Mike Francis, who's been kind enough to call in this morning and talk to us about his role on the Public Service Commission and what he sees coming up in the future. You were very bullish yesterday in your presentation at the North Rapids Business and Industry Alliance, feeling like there were good things coming to Central Louisiana. Can you share maybe a little bit about what you see coming, or why you are so positive about the future?
Well, listen, I'm a Cenla advocate. I was born and raised in Chino. I love Cenla, and I've always trying to watch the economics there and different things. And we work with CLECO very closely, and I've been on the commission for 8 years. I've been the chairman for the last 2 years, and I've watched the evolution of. There's a big increase in electricity demand in Louisiana, and one of the reasons is because our rates are some of the lowest in America. For an industry like the Meta operation, we are the lowest electricity provider in America. Louisiana is. And for the homeowners, our rating is about number 4 lowest in America. So those are things that draw people to Louisiana for their the great electricity rates. And I've watched this operation in Meadow in Richland Parish up north of Rayville. And this is going to be the electricity demand for that project is going to be about $5 billion. And the Public Service Commission is in charge of setting those rates and making sure that all of our contracts are sound and solid for our ratepayers in the future. So I see that coming to Cenla. I'm just I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm a businessman. I believe in no risk, no reward, and we need to get out and hustle for business. And CLECO is right there in Cenla. It's a great company that'll provide safe, reliable electricity for these AI centers. And I just know that we're going to be surprised here in the short future to see somebody else is coming to town. I'm sure of it.
Well, I'm glad to hear that optimism coming from you. We need to take a break for just a moment to let a couple of sponsors share their optimism for the future. And I want to let our listeners know they're welcome to call in to talk with Public Service Commissioner Mike Francis at 318-442-8255. More with Commissioner Francis right after this.
KSYL.
Veterans Day is a moment where we express gratitude towards the folks who have served on our behalf, our veterans. And Navy Federal Credit Union celebrates veterans of all branches and their families on Veterans Day and every day of the year. They serve over 2 million veterans, and as a veteran, you can become a member and access exclusive rates, discounts, and financial tools for the whole family. Become a member at NavyFederal.org/veterans. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Navy Federal is insured by NCUA.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. Now back to Talk Back.
Welcome back to Talk Back, where we have Public Service Commissioner Mike Francis on the line with us, and we have a call coming in. So let me push the right button. I'm going to try anyway if I can find the right button. Well, they just dropped off the line, Commissioner, so I guess you're stuck with me and Stephen right now. I'm sorry, caller. Not sure how that worked, but how that happened. I know we could get you on if you call back 318-442-8255 to talk with Public Service Commissioner Mike Francis. We talked about how bullish you are, how positive you are. You made the comment that those who have money in savings, they need to get that money out and get it to work. You're a man who knows what work is and how to put money to work. Continue that thought with us about taking money out of savings, why you think it's important to invest it right now.
Well, if you listen to me, you need to keep in mind my personality and my achievements. I'm very proud of the fact that God blessed my business. I built a $100 million business with 500 employees. I'm just a redneck from Gina High School, and but I have a record of accomplishments. serving as chairman of the Republican Party in Louisiana for 6 years, and now 8 years here at Public Service Commission. So I'm talking from past experience. I have had a lot of trips and falls along the way. That's part of business, but I believe in no risk, no reward, and I have a lot of responsibility to serve the people and guide them in the right way. And so I pray every day for these decisions I make. It's a big responsibility to do the job I do. But I'm a firm believer that there's a rainbow coming for Central Louisiana, and for all those people who would like to enjoy the fruits of it, you've got to get out and invest your money and expand your business. I think there might be some businesses that are that would like to expand and open up another location, and I think now's the time to do it before the price of real estate and everything else goes up. But it's going to get a lot better in Cenla in the future, and getting in early is the right thing to do, in my opinion, as a businessman.
Well, good to hear that. I know you're down in the Crowley area where there's a lot of business, and we know people in Central Louisiana are looking to see expansions. We do have that call coming in now. I'm going to try to get you back in. Good morning. You're on Talkback with Public Service Commissioner Mike Francis.
Yes, sir. I was calling to talk with Mr. Francis. He covers all Rapides Parish, huh?
Commissioner Francis,
yes,
can you hear
right.
me? Okay, good. Yes, sir, he does.
Yes, I do.
I want to ask about these rural water systems. Hammock Water System is, in particular. That's the one I'm under. Does he know anything about that?
All right. We do not regulate all water, but we regulate quite a few. And here's what I would suggest. If you have some questions or problems with your water system, if you'll call my office, even if we do not regulate that particular one, they're used to us calling and asking them about their rates or their service. So I would be glad for you to call my office. It's 337-514-2000 is my office number.
Okay, I mean, that's fine. That sounds good. But I thought y'all regulate all the rural water systems.
No, that's not true. We do not. We regulate some of them. Some municipalities, like here where I live in Crowley, we have a corporation that takes care of the water in Crowley, and they're under our direct management and oversight. But out in the rural areas, a lot of people have built small water systems for us, like a small subdivision, and they're regulated by a board that's appointed by the people in the area. But the rates are still, we watch all the rates, and your rate and service should be equivalent to any other area. And we watch all that. And even though we don't regulate them, we'd be glad to call them for you and talk to them about a particular problem that you might have.
Okay. Well, in other words, you do still regulate them some, all of them.
Well, we regulate some systems, but not all of them.
So 337-514-2000 would be the best number to give a call.
Yeah.
And caller, thank you so much for when I go to another call and bring this line in. All right. Good morning, caller. You're on the line with Commissioner Foster. I'm sorry, Commissioner Francis. Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I dropped the other call. I tried to conference them in and it dropped. Caller, if you get the chance, call back 318-442-8255. Love to have you on the line with Commissioner Francis. And you do cover the vast majority of our listening area. If you're in Allen Parish, or Vols Parish, if you're in Grant Parish, of course, Rapides, LaSalle Parish, Vernon Parish, all of those are in Commissioner Francis's district. So, he's very responsive, along with his executive assistant, Eric Duplashane. So 337-514-2000 is the number to call. Commissioner Francis, any final thoughts before we let you go today?
Well, I'll follow up on this about the water. A lot of times a small subdivision will be built and they'll have their own small water system. As those systems grow and large, and the little board has a problem of managing it, many times we'll help them find someone that's really in the big time water business to come in and buy them out and stabilize things and help increase the service and the quality. So that's been a regular job that we do to address the small water systems to help them be better.
It's also important to know that you guys manage the do not call service that some people would like to know. Make sure that they stop all these harassing phone calls. So they can do that through the lpsc.louisiana.gov website. Get more information on all of the commissioners and the services they provide. Commissioner Francis, thank you for calling in, and we'd love you to have you call in from time to time and let us know things that you see as important in this area.
I think you have a great radio station. I've always enjoyed your programs, and I will be calling back in soon. And thank you for having me on.
Oh, so much appreciated. Commissioner Mike Francis, the Louisiana Public Service Commissioner for our area. We appreciate his time. We'll be back with the final segment right after this.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
When buying a home or property, you have a choice for your real estate closing attorney. Fine Legal Services, LLC is a full-service title company offering residential and commercial real estate closings, title insurance, and more. Call your Alexandria, Louisiana attorneys, George Fine and Jeremy Cedars, at 318-767-2226 to learn more, or visit fine-lawyers.com. Let your realtor and lender know that you choose Fine Legal Services.
My wife was frying okra. She's from Mississippi, so that's her favorite thing to do. She left the burner on high, and it didn't take long to ignite. So I ran to the stove, grabbed the pot, and that's when I got burned from a grease fire. And yes, the pain was, it was bad. Oh, Blue Cross treated me great with the recovery process. On the financial side, it would be expensive without Blue Cross. And that's what I was worrying about because I was out of work for 3 months. I'm Chad. I'm from Baton Rouge, and I had Blue Cross for 10 years. I don't eat fried okra. That's the funniest story.
Louisiana Blue. The right card, the right care.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Tuesday's AFR, powered by Sunshine, your hometown John Deere dealer in Louisiana. The latest in LSU search for a new head football coach and how it impacts recruiting. 3 to 6. Alexandria's 94.7 ESPN.
Talkback. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
Who will be the next head coach for LSU football? I'm not a betting man, so I don't have any idea how all that stuff works. But there's probably bets out there right now about who it will be. You have any ideas? Who would you like to see?
Dude, I have no idea. I don't know anybody. Sorry.
Well, I just have friends who follow it closely, and one of the names that a friend, a very dear friend, has sent to me is Marcus Freeman, who's currently at Notre Dame. They think he's got the inside scoop, and they think Brian Kelly will end up at Penn State. Brian Kelly's going somewhere. There's no way. He is got the winningest record in the NCAA. He just didn't bring the championship. Does he? Yeah. I mean, he's still, even at LSU, he's got a winning record. It's just not enough wins. So be interesting to see where he ends up and who comes in. Of course, there's a carousel going on. Florida looks like they may have an opening. Arkansas, UCLA, Virginia Tech. There's a lot of people already halfway through the season going to be talking about shifts. So who will it be? Let's go back to the phone lines. I don't know if you're going to call about the coaches or the commissioner. Good morning, caller. You're on Talkback with Stephen and Nathan.
I have no idea what the commissioner had to say, but I hope he was not positive about carbon capture.
He actually didn't talk about carbon capture, and he talked more about CLECO and potential for an AI center or a data center to come to Central Louisiana.
Well, if the data center has to put its carbon in the ground, it may have some issues. But in any event, hey, look, I wouldn't mind being coach for LSU for 3 months or so and then get paid off for 10 years. I mean, what kind of society do we have when we're playing the players in college to play, and then we're paying coaches gajillions of millions of dollars, and they win, but they get fired. So
it's amazing the money that makes that system run down there.
I mean, it's absolutely ludicrous.
Yeah, and there are people who are paying. Supposedly there's an anonymous donor who's donated millions of dollars to help fund the buyout, and it's kind of like we have the $300 million being donated to build the new east wing of build the new ballroom at the White House. People have money, and they'll put it what's important to them. You and I mean, what's important to us is making sure we can pay for the next prescription we've got coming down that may not be covered.
By the way, who won last night in the World Series?
I think it went into overtime, and the Dodgers pulled it out. I think it was 8-7, if I'm not mistaken. Shohei Ohtani I heard on the news, set the record for the most owned bases during a World Series. He was on base 9 times in that game, and I think it was like 13 innings or something like or 15 innings. Somebody will have to tell me.
Well, I grew up.
Dodgers are up 2-1.
I grew up in the 50s when everybody hated the Yankees, and I thoroughly enjoyed watching them play because they were so good.
Yeah, well, and if you like excellence, you're going to like those teams. So it ended up being an 18-inning game. Final score 6-5. Dodgers defeated the Jays in a game that
18 innings.
18 innings.
Oh my God.
Yep. Innings 9 through 17 were scoreless, and then at the bottom of the 18th, the Dodgers got their final run.
Well, it sounds to me like they'll have good television coverage this year.
It looks like people are interested for sure.
Well, have a good day.
Hey, you too. Always appreciate your call. Thank you very much. 2 more callers are coming in. Let's see if we can get to them. Good morning. You're on Talk Back with Stephen and Nathan.
Hey, Stephen, Nate. Hey, listen, I'd like to point out that not only is LSU football self-sustaining, they turn over millions back to the university every year.
Right.
Because, we have the premier private tiger habitat enclosure there, listed as one of the top in the world, and it was totally paid for by alumnus donations.
Well, there's no doubt it's a huge money machine, and it produces revenue that's hard to fathom, and so that's why they can make these kinds of decisions that many of us are scratching our head over, but we don't understand the revenue that flows through there.
Yeah, well, let me point out, at one time, the aviation headquarters for MMR, I don't know if you're familiar with the electrical contracting company. That's owned by LSU alumni. That's a multi-million-dollar company. And the 2 guys that own it, they're LSU alumnus.
Really?
And there's a bunch of corporations in this state and even in Texas and all that have, LSU alumnus who make serious money and who donate to the university.
Well, a quick AI Google search: $107 million in annual revenue, $40 million from ticket sales, $28 million in just contributions, and then $15 million in media rights. And they had a surplus last year of $52 million after expenses. So I guess if you make $52 left over, $52 million, you can pay somebody's contract off and hire somebody else, can't you?
You can. I mean, I think it's a little ridiculous. I kind of think that perhaps the NCAA.
You've been listening to Talk Back. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenlaw Broadcasting. AM 970, FM